Some generally fair conditions, becoming partly cloudy during the early afternoon with brief light isolated showers. Maximum temperature 31.5 degrees Celsius. Winds east northeasterly to easterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Sea slight to moderate. Waves up to 4 feet in open waters. Tide to be low at 11:45 a.m. and high at 6 p.m. Sunset today at 6:11. Rises tomorrow at 5:57. And just a repeat of the forecast, values for today and tonight. Generally fair, becoming partly cloudy during the early afternoon with brief light isolated showers. Maximum temperature 31.5 degrees Celsius. I'm Andre Charles, reporting for the Met Office. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Have yourself a good one.
Thanks, same to you.
Thank you. Yes, Carl. You were saying about the different kinds of.
Yeah, discrimination, stigma. And it brings me to a discussion which happens a lot in our neck of the woods or in our thing.
Mhm.
Looking at persons and their body and making comments about how persons look. And this is discrimination. We might take it like fun or like we're making fun of the person, but it's part of discriminating. And a lot of people, similar to peer pressure and so on, if they can't handle it, it could cause them either A to shut themselves out, and that in itself is a serious thing. So what is your view on that?
Well, I did some research on that also,
Yeah.
and I came across an influencer. She's 32 years old right now, and she was a cutter that she self-harmed. And the reason she did it is because she was a heavy person. When she went to school, she was bullied. Like, you're very fat, you eat in the house, you eat in the home, you eat in the fridge. She started going to the gym at the age of 13. At the age of 13, she started going to the gym. And for 15 of that years, 15 out of 19 years, she still went to the gym. But she was cutting still. She was cutting her arms and everything like that sort. And she started her blogs showing people that what it is she was going through. She never wore short sleeves or anything of that because her hands were filled with cuts. She tattooed over some of them because she herself was wondering, well, when the light bulb went up, what am I doing this to myself for? So at the time she really dig deep into her birth, into her soul, and said to herself, I am not doing this anymore. I love myself regardless of who I am or what I am. I am not going to the gym to make myself look good for people, because she had the notion that if she goes to the gym and she loses a couple
They go
of weight,
accept her.
yes, she's going to be accepted, she's going to be attractive, she's going to be lovable. People are going to accept her. That wasn't working still because she was still going to the gym. And when she came out of that darkness, as she calls it, she started wearing short sleeves, sleeveless tops, sleeveless dresses, and everything of that. And people start asking her, when she started talking about it, for a trigger warning. Now, a trigger warning is if you're going to say something traumatic or something, you warn the people because they might think that you might just go into that zone.
Mm-hmm.
She said she's not giving any trigger warning. She didn't give it before. She's accepting herself who she was a cutter. She's okay now. And I thought to myself, there are a lot of people, a lot of us that are going through some sort of darkness in our life, a lot of us, and we are not bringing it out there.
They
So I
hide it.
say kudos to her for doing it. Now she's going to the gym, not because people want her to go, she wants to look as special, she's going for her. She's doing that for herself now because she has come to self-love. Because I am of the notion that if you do not love yourself, you cannot love anybody or anything. It
As,
has to start from within.
as one song person put it, learning to love yourself is the greatest gift you could give to yourself.
And I believe that. Because if you don't have it, you cannot give it. And the thing we have to stop this body shaming. We are all different people. We have different sizes. Some of us are fat, some of us are skinny, some of us are tall, some of us are short. We have to stop this. And the first time somebody sees you and you're heavy, oh, he greedy or she greedy, and she only eating food.
Yeah.
You're skinny, well, something is wrong with you.
Yeah.
You have some sort of disease. But one thing I don't think people really think about, there is something called thyroid that we all have.
Mm-hmm.
There is hypo and there is hyper. If you're suffering from the hypo one, your metabolism is so slow. It crawls like a sludge.
Yes.
It takes its time to do everything around your body. That one makes you gain weight.
Yeah.
If you're a hyper, then your metabolism is so fast that everything you eat, it just speeds it along. So there's no chance for you to put on a pound or two. So this is a part of why people put on weight or people lose weight rapidly. And I think about two athletes. I don't know if you ever heard of Gil Divas,
Yeah, she had a disease one time.
Graves' disease.
Graves. I think that's something
Kirani
Kirani
James suffers from that too. And it is the thyroid, an enlarged thyroid gland that becomes a goiter.
Yeah.
It makes you get really, really dark because your iodine is not doing whatever it's in the body, and it bulges your eye. These two people suffers from Graves' disease.
Yeah.
And that again can make you lose weight rapidly or so. And I remember she said that her fingernails, because she was going through that disease, her fingernails could not grow. When she got the treatment, if you see a picture of her, she has claws. And because they started to grow and she let them grow and they grew to be like talons that she can. So we have to be sensitive towards people and their sizes. I'll give you an example. A few years ago, that was 8 years ago, I came home on vacation. So I suffer from something called DDD, which is degenerative disc disorder. Because it happened because I beat the pavement so much, and concrete don't give.
Yeah.
So even though I beat the pavement every morning, and then my back was starting to really bother me, so I went to a doctor, and she says to me, "You got to stop exercising for a bit." I said, "Okay." So I do that every day. She says, "Find some sand or grass. Don't walk on the pavement." So I said, "Okay." There's no grass around me and there's no sand. So I just quit for a minute. I put on 5 pounds, 5 whole pounds.
Yeah.
I came home. I was walking that morning because it's asphalt here. There's no concrete on the so it's asphalt. And I met someone and I says, "Good morning." And what I heard was, "You get fat."
Yeah.
And my answer to, "Tell me something that I don't know." That's how I answered the person. So I'm saying, you do not know what frame of mind I was in at the time. You do not know what the frame of mind most people are in at the time. Whether you're fat, you're skinny, you don't know what someone is going through. You could meet somebody and say, "Hey, good morning, how are you? How's life?" That's where you can greet someone instead of telling them, "Oh, you're fat," or "Oh, you're skinny, something wrong with you." We have to stop this.
But it brings us back to our original discussion last Tuesday about a conversation, having that difficult conversation honestly, because a lot of us, is a fact, we does not know how to conversate, and things we take for granted by telling people sometimes it's very detrimental to that person because they're fragile. And we might say, "I ain't see nothing wrong with that," but you don't see nothing wrong, but they would have a problem with it. And if one learn to conversate and to have empathy, because remember, in my view, in recent times, before we were known as a nation of kind people and so on. But somewhere along the line, somewhere on the road to Damascus, something happened. We don't show empathy anymore.
That's true.
And that is why I always make the point about competition among melanin people. We take it too serious. We will use whatever means available to us to get the better of another person, not considering the feelings and everything of that person. So what you say is just so. And sometimes we don't know how to converse with the person. In their way, they feel it's no problem telling you get fat. But they have not considered how you would receive it, because communication have a sender and a receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And full communication is what the receiver understands, not what you send most time. It's how they take it. And going back to the body thing you spoke about earlier, it is also important. One has to consider, because we still hinge a lot of things here on being a Christian nation. But the Ancient of Days made man his image and likeness. So who are we to determine that one better than that one? And remember, beauty is skin deep, and
Definitely.
beauty is like, even you say forever, it's only for a time. What you will consider the attributes of beauty for that time does deal with it different. And we have to understand, as you say, loving of oneself is also important to understand, because that will happen, but it's how you treat it and how you deal with it. Because man, the being, has to be mentally in tuning.
Mm-hmm.
He has to be psychologically in tune. He has to be physically in tune. He has to be spiritually in tune. And to create that balance, if one is off balance, it affects every other one.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it goes back to how we are socialized and things we accept along the way, how we are trained. Because, okay, we are trained in a particular way that, okay, you go to school, you graduate, you find a job, and so on. But we don't teaching people to be like entrepreneurs and things. People always feel you're weird when you want to go. What happened to you? Why you don't go and look for work? You think he's not trying to do that? They don't help in you. And psychologically, it's like they bullying you. You might not be aggressive, but even in your friends and conversation, it is so. I hope this Tuesday program, Claire, would throw light on a lot of those issues to start a conversation, also cause one to stop and think. But I didn't really understand this thing that way. I never looked at it that way. But here's how it is. Because genetics again plays a big part in mental illness. Sometimes it's just part of your genetical makeup. So at an early age, that person ought to learn, or somebody has to start teaching that person how to treat it. So instead of saying, hey, don't worry, man, you're more than mad.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes that's all what you get. So don't worry. So nobody think the environment you be accustomed to could be that. Sometimes not the right environment for you, and it still come back to what you say, bullying and peer pressure. And that could be thing. A lot of times we have difficult childhood trauma, and sometimes it stays with us, just like you see, we never had an avenue to empty it, because we still have to accept the fact, and the statistics have shown every time the assizes, which is the high court time, come up, we have a lot of, maybe 52 something percent of sexual abuse, and a lot of them is for young people, children. Yes, the matter might go to court. Yes, somebody might go in jail, but then how you treat that person, what help that person receive, so they grow up living in a particular way. So even when they have their own children and thing, they cannot really pass on, and sometimes they react in ways, and we don't understand. But maybe the whole issue of childhood trauma visits them along the way. Some like grieving again is a thing we have not yet come to grip with. Like, okay, death is something what will happen. But how much of us have come to terms with that? The only thing we like to tell somebody, oh, I know how you feel, but we don't know.
Everybody is
And that is
different.
at best we just offer people when they're grieving. But I know how you feel, eh? And that is an issue I think we as a people ought to understand and know that thing. You might see an accident or be in an accident, and you never really recover because you have not gotten an avenue to really vent or really speak, so you just carry it on. Everybody like to be accepted, so neglect is a serious one. When you feel neglected, your self-worth, self-esteem. And a lot of times we don't teach people those things or give them tools to help those things. So we just grow up anyhow. And then you might say, we'll go hear the regular thing. You make them, but you don't make their mind. You make children, but you don't make their mind. But the question is, you make children, but what have you impressed upon them? If you have a call, let's take it.
Hello.
Good
Morning,
morning.
caller. How
Good
you
morning.
doing?
Good morning to you, Mr. Caton.
Morning, Clifford.
I don't know the lady name,
Miss Clay.
Miss Clay. From where?
I am CJ.
CJ from St. Patrick's.
Okay, St. Patrick. I want to touch a little. I don't need to have a direct talk with you or talk to them. Do you?
Yes, we are talking on mental health issues.
Oh, okay. Well, I not much on mental health, but there is something I heard yesterday from a radio announcer,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we have to be very careful with how we go down that road. I think it could be a very dangerous pattern setting. And Mr. Caton, who has some knowledge, I would like to get his input on it. I heard a radio announcer said that the NDC should be firing or sending home more NMP. And the NMP that they have not been sending home, they're making it bad or hard for them. And he referred to people as Sheldon Scott and Kennedy Bullard, who is working, who says working in the government still. They should not have him working in the government. Now, if Sheldon Scott did something that was wrong, the law or the department must take its course. We understand that there was an inquiry to come out of the phone usage of Sheldon Scott. To date, the telephone company have not released anything.
All right. So, Clifford, who I thought here, let's discuss that particular issue tomorrow.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, let's call tomorrow. I'll be waiting for your call tomorrow on that issue because I have my take and my view on it. But this morning is a kind of different thing. So we'll get into that tomorrow, please, God.
No problem with that.
All right. So you take care, bro.
It's not a nice call to make.
No, call because it's something that we ought to discuss. We cannot keep quiet about it. All right. Take care. Have a blessed day.
We'll need to take a commercial break now,
Yes.
Carl.
All right.
Dear customers, as we do our part to limit the impact of COVID-19 in Grenada, Grenlec remains committed to providing a service you can depend on. And in these challenging times, we appreciate your effort to keep your account current. Our 24-hour mobile and online services are great for convenience and maintaining social distance. Call 237 for 24-hour bill balances or to report faults and emergencies. Pay your bills online with internet banking, available with Republic, First Caribbean, and Grenada Cooperative Bank. For other queries, email customer support at grenlec.com. Together, we can keep each other safe. Together, we will smile again.
Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always at Grenlec. Come first, save energy, save a time, reduce your wattage and reduce your time. When you use appliances, make sure you buy energy efficient every time. Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always at Grenlec. You come first. Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always at Grenlec. You come first.
There comes a time in every household when a loved one passes on, and we all need the support and guidance of a trusted friend. Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home has been your dedicated friend. And now, for your convenience and added financial ease, we introduce specially designed complete funeral packages from as low as $5,500. Same professional quality services, but now greater choices at the lowest possible prices. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit LaCroix Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. Conditions apply. Serving you from locations in St. George's, Grenville, and Carriacou. Call us at 440-2302 any time of day. LaCroix Brothers Funeral Home, continuing a tradition of excellence.
The National Water and Sewage Authority, NAWASA, just want to say good morning to everyone who is on live. Errol Bonaparte, Baby Daddy, Yvonne Roberts, Shirley Scarrett, Joycelyn Francois, Faithlyn Haley Douglas, Tanton Sanderson, Raul Lewis. Good morning to you all and thank you for listening. And as Carl and Andrew always say, like the thing,
Share
share it, subscribe, see how much we can get to today. So Carl, we're back.
Yeah, so we were discussing negative thoughts on unhealthy habits. You know, eating could play a part in that too, correct? The way we eat, the foods we eat. Well, one of the things everybody accept is the addiction to drugs and alcohol.
You are what you eat. That's a common thing.
Yes, we are what we eat.
I think we have someone on the live. Someone is coming on here on the stream.
Yeah, just. Yeah. Listeners, this morning as we intend to do on a Tuesday mornings is to be interactive and get in tune with the person, self, and deal with issues outside of the norm that affects us or get accustomed to issues. And this morning we have one of the persons we have on this morning is a national but who lives in the diaspora, who has been doing her bit to sensitize persons in the area of healthcare. So morning, Claire, are you there? Morning, Claire.
Good morning, Carl, and good morning to, I see there's a young lady in the back. I'm not too sure of her
I
name.
am Claire.
Same name, Claire.
Oh my goodness.
Or call me CJ.
Good morning, Claire. Nice to meet you virtually.
Same here.
Thank you.
So Claire, I'll give you an opportunity to introduce yourself to the listeners.
Okay. So, Carl, I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you for allowing me to be a part of your platform. And hello to your listeners. My name is Clarina Modeste. I was born in Tivoli, St. Andrew, but my older years I reside in Pointsville, St. Patrick's. And as Carl mentioned earlier, I reside in the U.S. I've moved here over 17 years ago, just for better opportunity for myself and so forth. Currently, I am a health educator, and I'm very passionate about health on a whole, but more so I'm very passionate about women's health, advocating for women, and just all together getting the community to be healthier as a whole. So that is just me in a nutshell.
Yeah, Claire, this morning what we intend to do is to let you speak a bit on one of the things you're passionate about, uterine fibroids.
Okay.
And to give the listeners an understanding on what it is, because a lot of melanin women are affected by that. And a lot don't understand. So we're trying to give them an understanding as to what it is about.
Okay. So Many may not know what uterine fibroids are, but I have a very clear memory. Growing up as a child in Grenada, you would hear from conversation with women, my mother, you would hear women talking about issues as it relates to the menstrual cycles. And that is one of the very first indicators of uterine fibroids, when a woman start experiencing a heavier than normal menstrual cycle. And again, one might think, or one might believe that, yes, I have a monthly menstrual cycle. Yes, I have this flow, but there is a normal flow and there is an abnormal flow. And this is where the health education part plays a significant role in getting women to understand and identify the signs and the symptoms that are commonly associated with uterine fibroids. Also, another key sign, women with a protruding stomach, right? So we're seeing that all the time, and one might easily suspect that one is having a baby, but again, that may not be the case. That could be a case of uterine fibroids. So what I would like to do at this time, I would just like to go through, just a quick summary as to what uterine fibroids are. So, uterine fibroids, medically known as leiomyoma, are non-cancerous growth in a woman's uterus. Right. So, as of today, we don't have concrete science as to what is the root cause of uterine fibroids. But based on the statistics, uterine fibroids are more prevalent in the Black and the brown women. Right. So, women like myself and others, we are going to be the one that is suffering most from this women reproductive health issues. Right. So, again, one in three people, and that is in the Black race, will develop uterine fibroids throughout their lifetime. And one might look at it and be like, that's nothing, but that is a lot, right? So uterine fibroids, again, some of the key symptoms is a heavy menstrual cycle. So what I would like for your listeners at this time to take away is to pay attention to the menstrual cycle. So if you notice that you experience a heavier than normal menstrual cycle, you're going through more sanitary products than normal, that is a sign that you might have uterine fibroids, and that is something you would want to take up with your GYN or with your care team. Again, if you are experiencing pelvic pain, right? Again, is something I've seen within based on my work as it relates to Black people, we tend to ignore pain, right? And pain is a sign that something is going on. So if you're experiencing pelvic pain, abdominal pain, that is not something that you should sweep under the rug. That is something you would want to pay attention to, and that is something, again, you would want to take up with your primary care, with your GYN, to see what's really going on. Also, another key one, if you are experiencing pain during the time of intercourse, right? That is a sign that you should not ignore, right? Constipation, if you're a woman that experience frequent constipation, that is the sign that you can you could have uterine fibroids and not know that you have it. Again, a protruding stomach, if you notice for some reason your stomach is growing and you're wondering what's going on, right? That can be an indication of uterine fibroids, because uterine fibroids have a tendency to grow rapidly, right? A woman can appear to be as if she's pregnant, but the reality is this is the growth of the uterine fibroids. And last but not least, if you are a woman who is anemic, right? Again, because of the heavy menstrual flow every month, women have a tendency to become anemic because you're losing so much blood during the time of the month. And again, that is something we should not take lightly, because if your blood count drop too low, that can be a serious health emergency for you. So that is just what uterine fibroids are, some of the symptoms in a nutshell.
So Claire, you gave us some food for thought there, but what advice you could give to persons who are experiencing those conditions?
So my very first advice to women: pay attention to your monthly cycle. pay attention. Like I said, one of the key signs of uterine fibroids is a heavier than normal flow. So for example, if you notice that you're going through more sanitary products on a monthly basis, that is something you would want to take up with your doctor, right? And again, I would like to urge the ladies to make seeing your doctor a regular, an annual part of your health and wellness. That is so important, right? So it's important for you to develop this medical history with seeing a provider. So in that way, if something is going on medically with you, then you can bring that up with your primary care physician. Also, I would like to encourage women, again, another key term, I'm not sure if I'd mentioned it. If during the time of your flow, you notice blood clots, right? You notice that during your flow that you're passing blood clots, again, that is another key sign that you might be experiencing an onset of uterine fibroids. And last but not least, another advice I would like to give women, we have to become more in tune as to what we eat and what we put in our diet, right? So we have to move away from the fast food, the processed food, the bottled drinks, the excessive amount of sugars, because although I said earlier that there is no concrete evidence to really pinpoint as to what is the root cause of uterine fibroids, several studies have indicated that diet plays a key role in the development of uterine fibroid. So again, pay attention to what you eat. We have to move back to what I would say, we have to move back to Mother Nature, right? Indulge in more fresh fruits, more vegetables. And last but not least, I would like to encourage and advise women to consume more water on a daily basis. Water is essential to life. Water is essential for growth and for development. If we look at a plant needs water to survive, to thrive, right? And the same principle applies to us as human beings and as women. We need to consume more water. So these are just some of my few advice I would like to give to women.
Thank you so much. This was very interesting because, like you said, a lot of us do not know what the heck is going on with our body a lot of the times, and we just pass it or sweep it under the rug, as you say. But case in point, we have to always remember our body talks to us, and we have to listen to what our body says. And when it speaks, listen and move to what it's telling you.
Most definitely. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Carl?
Yeah, so any other tidbits you want to leave with us before you go, Miss Modest?
Yes, I do. So I would like to invite your listeners, maybe they haven't already yet, following my initiative page. And this page was created because I'm one of the women who suffered from uterine fibroids for 12 years.
Okay.
Right. So I came on, I shared my story. Now we have an initiative page where we come on and we educate women on uterine fibroids and other various women's health reproductive issues, and also men issues. And also just for us as a Black community to become more healthier. So the name of the page is called Uterine Fibroids and You, the Conversation. So follow the page, click like, share, and be a part of the conversation. And also, before I wrap up, Carl and Claire, I just want to urge the Black community, urge the Black men, the Black women, that we have to become healthier, right? Yes, we see sometimes our healthcare system can be broken, and that's worldwide, right? There is need for improvement. There is need for more innovative medical intervention. But I'm a firm believer that health starts with you, the individual, right? We see so many health issues are so prevalent in the Black community, like diabetes, hypertension, uterine fibroids, polycystic ovarian syndrome, to name a few. So we have to start becoming more in tune with our bodies. We have to, again, look at what we eat, and we have to become more active, right? We have to move away from the sedimentary lifestyle, be active. And being active here doesn't mean that you have to have a gym membership or you have to do some fancy gym workout. Being active here meaning get up, keep the body moving. Our bodies were designed to move, right? And when we move our body, the body is going to perform to the best of its ability. So again, I want to urge your listeners and urge the Black community to thrive towards becoming healthier.
I've got one question for you before you go. You know, when we suffer from uterine fibroids, the first thing they send us to is to have our uterus removed. Now, somewhere along the line, I read that there's some sort of way now that they can shrink the fibroids or get rid of it instead of we going under the knife. Do you know anything about that?
So that is such a good question that you brought up. And I hope Carl is going to invite me back because I want to share some more information as to the types of uterine fibroids and the various medical interventions that are currently available. So again, just briefly, it depends on the individual. It depends on the type of uterine fibroids. Currently, there are 4 main types of uterine fibroids. It also depends on the location of the fibroids and the age of the individual. So, yes, again, there are natural herbs. And again, I hope I'll be able to come back and go through that again. There are natural herbs and natural remedies. And again, dieting can play a key role in shrinking the uterine fibroids. However, it depends on the location of the uterine fibroids. Medical surgery might be suitable for such individual. As for myself, I had a combination of 4 of them, right? And like I said, I had them for 12 years and they began to significantly impact my life negatively. So based on my medical assessment and all the other stuff that the doctor take into consideration, I had a open myomectomy, right? So that is where the doctor went in, gave me a C-section, and they removed the uterine fibroids. However, there are medical procedures now, such as the uterine fibroids embolization, where they use electronic magnetic wave to blast the fibroids. And this procedure actually starved the uterine fibroids of the blood that they would suck to get nutrients and to grow. So again, it depends on the individual. It depends on the type of uterine fibroids. It depends on the size of the uterine fibroids and also the age of the individuals. But again, I am a firm believer in diet and exercise. And again, diet and exercise have been shown to, shrink uterine fibroids, and also spices, right? Spices such as clove and cinnamon and, dandelion and the good stuff. Again, I hope I'm going to be able to come back and share some more information. These herbs have been shown to significantly impact the uterine fibroids and shrink them.
Thank you so much. That I'm happy that you talked about the normal stuff, that the dandelion and everything, because dandelion is so potent to a lot of things that we suffer with. And we will invite you back because a lot of women are suffering from that, as you said. And now that you said that there are different ways in which they can get rid of the fibroids, people will be more in tune to going to the doctors instead of having to go under the knife and just think that all of their life is over when you remove it.
Exactly. And I just wanted to mention one more thing before I go. As the statistics stand today, as it relates to uterine fibroids, the Black community, Black women, we have the most hysterectomy performed. So that is the next thing I want to advise women. If you are diagnosed today or tomorrow with uterine fibroids, and I know it might be shocking to some, it might be, a tough transition just to accept the fact that you have it. But again, it's tumors, they're non-cancerous. And what I would say to women, keep a calm mind at first if you're diagnosed with uterine fibroids and do some research, right? Don't be so quick if a doctor said to you, you got to have a hysterectomy, right? And we've seen that over and over played out among the Black population. Doctors are encouraging women to have a hysterectomy. And we all know what the outcome of a hysterectomy. Once that, I call it the covenant, or uterus is our covenant. That is what brings forth life into the world. Once that is removed, then you lost the ability to even bring forth children into this world. Again, if they remove the entire reproductive organ, you go into instant menopause as a woman. So again, women, we have to advocate for ourselves. So yes, if you're diagnosed with uterine fibroids, do your research, speak to multiple people, and again, get a second opinion. right? A second opinion is so important because, again, we see over and over a lot of women, the doctor advised them you need to have a hysterectomy, whereas on the other side these women could have seek alternative treatment, again, diet or some other medical intervention, instead of having the entire uterus removed.
Well, thank you so
Well,
much.
well, thank you so much, Claire. And yes, you will be invited again because this information has been very refreshing, Claire, informative and timely.
It has
So
been.
thanks for taking time this morning to be with us, Claire. And surely we'll invite you back, as you say, to give us more information and to inform the listeners as to how to treat it and how to understand. So have a blessed day. Take care of yourself and be
Thank you
safe.
so much. Thank you so much
Thank
for having
you.
me. Have
Have
a
a
great
good
day.
day.
Take
Bye
care.
bye.
Bye bye.
That was food for thought.
Yes, yes, Claire.
That.
And these are the conversations I hope we have going forward on Tuesdays, Claire.
Mm-hmm.
Because the understanding there and the amount of information given there, I hope we'll have her back to unpack those information. So take care, Claire. Be blessed and have a nice day.
Now we could go to some commercials here.
Yeah.
Everything English. Things like quality cell phones with all accessories, various sizes of Bluetooth speakers for every occasion, clothing for men, women, and children of the highest quality, colognes, watches, and custom jewelry at the best prices in the nation. You can also shop for the best in baby items like disposable diapers of different brands and sizes. We have computers, fridges, microwaves, cookers, and washing machines. Also in stock are blood pressure machines and batteries for watches and more. Every deal is a steal. Visit Little England right here in the Quasi Insutex. Call us today at 458-4111. That's 458-4111.
Good morning.
Good morning to my dear sister Claire. Claire says the name, eh?
Yes, that's my name.
My sweetie darling baby girl. Girl, I love that lady you bring this morning. And Brother Carl, good morning, darling. I will give you Brother Carl for yesterday morning. Right, I will give you after. What that lady said with me, with your menstrual, when you have a mens. My menstrual come when I had 10 years. And you know when he leave me? When I had 51 years. Joel, and every 8 days, my meds are coming for 8 days, girl. I don't know this. Lord. That was it, girl. Sometimes I can't go to school for bleeding. But it, I didn't so have a lot of pain. I didn't so have no pain. But you have to drink a lot of herbs as the big time and whatever it is. My grandmother used to give me that. And I didn't so have no pain. And come with the rum again. Oh God, he didn't have nobody in Wester Hall who could drink a rum as me. Nobody at all. And you see who? But you have to have your mind on. And that night, girl, when I go to sleep, I don't go to sleep with a bottle, half bottle, and a dead. And that night I go to sleep. My Heavenly Father said, Teresa, not you. Not you. You're done with that completely. You finish. When I had 35 years. Girl, when I get up in the morning, if I see a beast now, I dead. I'm telling you, I dead. If I see a beast now, in that, I don't drink it now. That's why and then again, girl, when I had 40 years, I changed my life around. I walk on a narrow bridge. Please, I walk the bridge narrow. Don't walk a wide bridge. Please. Because you can't look on the right, you can't look on the left. because you go back in the back. In the back, oh God, in the back, wild as a deer. I didn't watch in the back. I go straight in front. But Sister Claire, I love your program this morning. I want to continue next week. Tuesday,
Thank you so
with
much,
that
Miss Jacob.
wonderful lady. And you and Brother Carl, when I finish, I go beat Brother Carl for yesterday morning.
Okay.
Okay, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Love, baby. Bye-bye.
You too have a nice day.
Right.
Bye-bye. So, Carl.
Yeah, morning to Patsy, Abraham, Claudette Sylvester, baby daddy, Christopher, and Andrews. These are the kind of conversation we need to have as a nation in terms of health and healthcare.
We may have another call. Let me just check.
Morning.
Yes.
That's Miss Jacob still.
So what's your take on the whole convo?
Well, it is. It was very interesting that this is what she spoke about this morning because, as she said, it is a Black woman disease that we all know, and a lot of us suffers with fibroids, and it's not a picnic. So the information that she gave this morning should help a lot of us to think about when it happens to us, what to do, where we go, and not take the first thing that the doctor say to you. You have to have surgery because this is what it most time it entails surgery to get rid of it. I know people that had myomectomy before. They removed the fibers that was there, but guess what? It grows back.
Yep.
And then you still have to go for another set of to have the hysterectomy. This is when they remove everything so it has no chance to go back. So now that we have the option of knowing that you don't have to go under the knife, diet, exercise, there are other things that it can do
And
to
she
shrink
mentioned
it.
herbs.
Yes. Dandelion, it's like how people say kale is like the holy grail.
Yeah.
Dandelion is also the holy grail. And Oriental people, they go around in the summer and they pick dandelions because they know the benefits of the dandelion. You can get, I think you might be saying you get honey from bees. You can also get dandelion honey.
Yeah.
Jam and all that. And it is very healthy for you. So going through what she said should give us food for thought and think about, don't be afraid to go to the doctors when you have it because there are other options that you can have instead of having major surgery.
One of the takeaway for me is that the fact that's also, she said it was not an exact science, but at the same time advocated herbs. And I always see that on person's mind, and every time you talk, you're saying that I was a grandmother boy. And growing up with my grandmother, Claire, every time something happened to you, and my grandmother would leave and take a little walk in the woods and come back with a handful of herbs, you get fixed.
We have a call.
Yes, caller, morning. How you doing?
Good morning, Mr. Carl, and good morning to
Morning, Carl. How you doing?
Good morning. I did listen to this morning. Very education program this morning. I love that. And you must have that every week. That day, today's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Well, every Tuesday it should be medical day to educate the people in Grenada, women and men. I feel happy to hear that. You know? So don't take no other anybody. Even if I come to talk about politics that day. Let me know that no, there's the medical day. We're talking about health. And that is so good morning, Mr. Andre Donald, wherever you is. You might be in a hot tub now. No, I don't know. You might be in a hot tub. Yolan, Mr. Smith, Mr. Watson, Yolan and Miss Payne, Yolan Ben Hosford, Yolan Smith, all my people. Everybody who's listening to my voice, good morning. And there's a Mr. Carl from Victoria, but he lives in New York, in Brooklyn, from Victoria. This is the second time that man come to Grenada and visit me. And I want to say good morning to him because I know he's listening. He don't miss that program at all. And he gets to hear my voice on this radio station. And every time he come home to visit his family, he come and look for me. So good morning, darling. I just forget his name. Good morning. I know he listens.
Good morning, Cammy, and have a great day.
Yes, this one, the lady that called and give all the thing about this fibroid and things. There's a lot of people in Grenada that is suffering, with this same thing. Because there's a lady I used to watch, I said that lady don't missing a child. Every day the lady passing months. I say, well, what's wrong? And then when I do find out, she tell me is that she have, So people listen, take care, and eat right. Because in Grenada, we have so much of food. We have so much of food and healthy food. And most time you see them dump it in the garbage when people don't buy. And then we complain when things happen. We start to blame the doctors and the nurses and the government, and all these things. When we have it in our own yard. Sometimes I eat junk too, Sometimes I eat junk. But I will advise if people look at an orange this morning, a mango, and I know that it helps you. It helps to go to the bathroom free at night. You have to be constipated to go and buy a tablet in the pharmacy to help you walk. When you eat a lot of fruit, you're good to go.
Quite true.
I just drink a lot of water. I have about 3 bottles of water by me bed all night. And you talk about something earlier on this morning on the program concerning people's health and when they fat. I didn't used to want to wear short pants, Yeah. Because people used to make fun of my butt or it's flat. But when I went to America and I see some people with their short pants and I came back to Grenada and said, well, you know what it is? I wear short pants. And that is how I started to wear short pants because I used to feel bad when people say, well, woman, you're fat, bam, bam. And it used to make you feel like you don't want to go outside. You don't want, And it's true. People make comments and they don't know when they say things, they affect your whole life. Sometimes you carry that with you. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Again, you said that is things like you're crazy. When you notice that you're not mentally sick, the way you speak and you tell people they look at you as if you're crazy, and a lot of Canadians do that to me. I have an ulcer. I have a lot of virus veins on my leg. And I used to only hurted me, I buy a soft candle and I rub it and ease up the pain. And one day, pop, the vein burst and blood thick, and I went and did a surgery and they scraped that foot. And that leg is giving me problem up to this day. And you know what some people do? But that foot don't dry, they spoil you. Spoil you, girl. The negativeness in the head that anytime you sick, somebody spoil you. And Dr. Dominguez, that was a good doctor. Dr. Dominguez used to treat me for that leg. And one day he told me, he said, you don't use some candle. He said, some candle digs. Dr. Dominguez is a Cuban doctor. He said, when you're having these veins running, you use olive oil. Use olive oil of petrol and jelly. And he told the doctor that cut my leg in that general hospital. He said, you don't take lives, you save lives. I will never forget that day when he came and he looked at my leg or they cut it up and you see the bone. And up to this day I'm suffering with that leg. And people always meet me and have negative things to say. And people that live wherever he is now, and they come all and come in and say, you see, they spoil you and all kind of dirty things they say, but I don't let that bother me. I wear my short pants, I dress nice, and I put that negative thing behind my back. Because there was a time in my life I didn't even want to come out. And I said, no, I ain't going to suffer myself because people say these things. I drink my hug.
You know what, Cammy?
Daddy.
The thing is, people are always going to be negative. Some of us are going to be negative and some of us are going to be positive. We'll have more negative than positive. But like I said this morning, you have to have your self-love. Love yourself first. When you do that, no one can harm you in any way because you know what? Your love is going to be the bond that makes you go through anything that anybody throws at you.
Yes.
And always remember that.
Right. You're sure right, Daddy. I love myself. Because if I used to listen to the negative things that people say, I might have never be here today. because there's some people, you tell them things, they take it on, they're dead, you know.
Yes,
The
I
blood
know.
pressure go up on the dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So my advice to people, you don't worry what people say about you if you're fat or you're thin or whatever. Eat your healthy food. We have enough in Grenada. We have enough fruit. Eat your fruit, you know, and do what you have to do. We have fish, eat your fish. I don't eat the red meat much. Sometimes one of the doctors tell me, Miss Scott, you could eat Dr. Kyle. He said, Miss Scott, you could eat a little piece of beef, not all the time, no, to help build the tissue. But I don't follow that up. I eat my fish. Some people tell me must need lamb and fish. I eat a little, not all the time. I eat some of these things, but it's fish, you know? And we have enough food. In Grenada, we have enough food. Look, a man bring the dandelion for me.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Cammy,
tell me use it,
Cammy,
darling.
you know we operate on a 2-minute thing here.
Yes.
So
okay.
I don't want,
Well,
okay.
Anyhow, you all have a blessed day. And Mr. Carl,
Yay.
continue with that program every Tuesday about health.
Okay.
Yes, Devon Roman, don't forget me this morning. I get home still, drop it in front of the door.
All right.
Thanks,
Bye-bye,
Cammy.
Grenada.
Okay.
Love y'all.
All right.
Yes, morning. Bye-bye. Peter David, good morning, wherever you're ready. Bye.
St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials, including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel, and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, insect screens, and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&N Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices, or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&N Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent, perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines, yet suitable for your hand wash, soft on your hands. Ozone disinfecting cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness. Keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents, soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges, and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Dear customers, as we do our part to limit the impact of COVID-19 in Grenada, Grenlec remains committed to providing a service you can depend on. And in these challenging times, we appreciate your effort to keep your account current. Our 24-hour mobile and online services are great for convenience and maintaining social distance. Call 237 for 24-hour bill balances or to report faults and emergencies. Pay your bills online with internet banking, available with Republic, First Caribbean, and Grenada Cooperative Bank. For other queries, email customer support@grenlec.com. Together, we can keep each other safe. Together, we will smile again.
Now more than ever, Flow is working hard to keep you connected to the things that matter most. Your family, your work, and your favorite entertainment. We are also providing Flow Study free of charge so students can stay connected and up to date with their schoolwork. And because your safety is our highest priority, you can manage your account from the safety of your own home through the MyFlow app. We are here for you, keeping you connected.
There comes a time in every household when a loved one passes on, and we all need the support and guidance of a trusted friend. Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home has been your dedicated friend. And now, for your convenience and added financial ease, we introduce specially designed complete funeral packages from as low as $5,500. Same professional quality services, but now greater choices at the lowest possible prices. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit LaCroix Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. Conditions apply. Serving you from locations in St. George's, Grenville, and Carriacou. Call us at 440-2302 any time of day. LaCroix Brothers Funeral Home, continuing a tradition of excellence.
91.5 Real FM got you covered.
And we are back. Carl?
Yes, it seems like a lot of our listeners really recognize the effort we're trying to make on a Tuesday, and imploring us to continue. So that's a good thing. Even some messages coming in is like person saying it is very educational and they're learning something from it. And if every day at least we could make 2 or 3 persons learn something or cause something to improve their lives, I guess our thing here would be done. So anything else you have to say on the interview before we move back to where we were?
Well, not really, we covered it all, but all I'm saying is that we as women and men, we have to learn to listen to our bodies, because our body do speak to us, and sometimes we ignore what we are feeling or what it's telling us, and at the end of it all, it's going to be detrimental to our health. So we need to listen up to what that body that God gave us is telling us.
Apart from the medical information we received, Claire, what jumped out at me, basically, diet.
Well, when we say diet,
What we eat, or the right things to eat. Water consumption. And still, although we look at it and how affluent we becomes, herbs still has a role to play. And if we as a people have enough information, we would be able to understand all the things. And then, like one thing you always say, looking after yourself doesn't only mean what you eat, but following the signs, because your body have a way of telling you, know. If you really listen to you knowing when something not right. Yeah.
well, the thing is, in when you said diet, you see, the word diet does not really do anything much for me, because a lot of people go on diet for, you want to lose 10 pounds to get into
No.
your
I don't mean diet in that way.
Oh, okay.
I mean consumption of what you consume,
okay.
what your diet consists of.
Yes.
I'm not going on a diet to lose weight and so on.
Right. Well, you have to explain that, because I always believe in lifestyle change.
Yeah.
And when you do a lifestyle change, you whatever diet you're talking about is part of that change. So you have to eat healthy. And as I said, the other component of eating healthy is exercising. And as she says, water. You consume our whole body is made of water, really. And you can maybe stay away from eating food for 2 days or 3 days and be okay. But water, you cannot stay away from drinking water for a very long time.
And she mentioned exercising, not necessarily going to a gym, but exercising is also important. And that tells you the body is something, we might say it is complex, but if you listen to it, it might not be as complex as we believe.
That's true. She said it's a movement. And regardless of what you do, like you said, like you mentioned before, you don't have to go to a gym, or you don't have to do any kind of special kinds of exercise. It's the movement. You can swim. that is a good form of exercise. It says walking, and so walking for 15 to 30 minutes a day is enough if you do it every day. Swimming is a real good exercise too. And I'm not sure if people know, but if you have some sort of problems with your back or your knees or anything, therapies takes you to swimming pools to make you walk, to gain muscle strength so that you can get back to living your healthy life. So swimming is one thing to get. It's an all over body good exercise for you, and even walking in water to help bring you back to your normal. It is even in that way with athletes. And I'm not sure if a lot of people pay attention to that, but sometimes you hear an athlete has a torn hamstring or Achilles tendon or something like that. They, especially football players, the NFL, and they take them out on a stretcher like everybody sees. They said, oh, they might be out for 6 weeks or they might be out for 2 months or so. But you'd realize the rate at which they heal. They heal faster than you and I or people that don't exercise.
And generally, they go tell you they'll be back in 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
Exactly. And that's because of the exercise regime that they have. The body is actually healing them faster than if you and I do nothing. We just sit there like some couch potato. We eat and we just sit and we watch TV. Something we go for surgery and we heal at a slower pace than if you're an active person.
Clever said, drink water and mind your business.
We'll do that, Clever.
Yeah. It is the intention of Real FM, and I believe, Claire, you would agree. Having those conversations is not about us only, but is to give people a point to start something. We must have a starting point as to how we do things, and we cannot continue doing the same thing and expect different results. We cannot expect eating the same type of food and expect to be healthy. We cannot not exercising and expect to be healthy. We cannot not drinking water and expect to be healthy. We cannot not get in exercise and, as we say, not gym but regular exercise and not being healthy. So it's something for us to consider going forward and to live a meaningful and a full life in terms of following healthy practices. And we even spoke of that earlier when we talk about mental illness in terms of your diet and what you have in it and what you don't have in it. So health is in my view, is like a ring. If one part of it is broken, if you don't adhere to the diet part or the exercise part, you can't roll right around. And we as a people have to consider that and take time off. Is there a call online? Let's see. Hello, caller. Morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm all right.
Yes.
Sorry, I missed that program earlier on, but I just sent a message signing out.
But you could always go back and look at it, eh?
No, I'm not on online, but I listen to the radio.
Okay.
So if you would have a repeat of that program for those of us who missed it out, especially women. I heard something comes on in fibroids and dandelion. So I don't know
Speak to Miss Claire.
What herb was given that you can use if you have such problems.
Miss Claire?
Yes, Mr. Carl?
The person is making a request. Only you could speak to. I can't speak to that request.
We'll think about it and we'll put it out there if you're going to repeat the program maybe on a Saturday or so that people can listen to it.
But in the evening, right? If it's on Saturday morning time, I will still miss it.
Okay. Around what time are you going to be available?
No, I'll be home anywhere from 2, 3 o'clock, so I'll be home.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
The credit program has some interest.
Yes, it is. Well, if people are going through stuff, as we keep saying, this is the avenue for them to bring it out so that they can get help.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning, brother. Again, I could come back. You know something? You know what happening now and before two different get language. You know, long ago, children. We long ago children, how we used to do before. We used to walk to go to school. But now, children don't walk into go to school. Nobody at all don't walk into go to school. Everybody going in a bus. They going just there now. They want the bus to go just there. And the thing that happening, we used to play skip round doors. All these little games and things we used to play in school. When you hear school time, with the teacher and telling you what they say that I learned my teacher in school, especially when you playing skip and those teachers coming down. They coming down and they jumping with us in the rope. But children now is only a tablet and a this and that. And the thing is the amount of thing I could tell people I do when I was small. When I was young, we had to go and look for the wood to cook the food. So that giving you energy. That putting a lot of energy in you. And then again, what we used to do, we have we own animals for ourselves. We kill a cow, the neighbor, our neighbor get a piece, but not now. The fall. We put the fall to drain out before we use it. All these things, putting more vitamin in your body. People just tell me I don't have 75 years. 75 years, I born 1947. But it's how you take care of yourself. You take care of your health is important. You hear my dear sister Claire, darling, I love you and brother Carl. And you must bring that program again, please. Thank you.
Thanks, Miss Jacob. Thank you.
Love you, baby.
Love you too. Have
Bye-bye.
a great day.
Right.
Yes, Clay. Miss Jacob is a big fan of yours, man. Yeah, but in the grand scheme of things, I believe that we will be doing a great service to highlighting those things. I am clear and we will continue to do it because I believe Real FM has that mantra or that thing to bring real information, factual information to its listeners, to the 50. And we go endeavor to do that on a Tuesday. Because when you do things clear and you get that kind of feedback, you know. Yes, we'll take the call.
Good morning,
Hello, yes, good morning.
Miss Job.
How come you know my name so good?
I know your voice.
My voice, one has it. It hasn't disappeared.
No, not at all.
Mine, I don't call, but I listen and I get everything. And I take it in. And especially my friend, gentleman, what's his name again, Mr.
Master Carl.
Yes, brother. Yes, brother. I'm enjoying your programs. I always do. Even though I don't call regularly, but I'm here, and so I just called to say good morning and keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. We're enjoying it. Informations, which sometimes we don't have, we don't get it, but when you say, especially how you stress on your talk, Mr. Carl, I enjoy it, all of it. So have a good day, both of you, and the others, staff, and of course my friend, Mr. Donald. Give him my regards. I know he's listening. So have a good day, all of you. Love you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Have a great day. We are back.
Yes, Claire, we're back. I was just replying to a message because somebody was indicating that they wanted a link and a contact, and I was just sending the link so they could look at the program after. Because they see somebody call them, they usually somebody was not on this morning, and somebody call them and tell them interesting program. So that gives us the vibes to go on, Claire. Yes, back to where we were talking about mental health illness. And we were the part of drugs and the abuse of drugs. And when we talk about drugs here, Claire, it is not only we not leaving out alcohol.
We do have a call.
Yes. Morning caller, how you doing?
Good morning, my dear son. How are you?
Yes.
And your other
yes.
workers with you, everybody okay?
Yeah, everybody good for now.
That's nice. Well, you keeping them fit, you know.
Yes.
You keeping everybody intact. Yes, and you continue with your work. You're doing a very good job for us. You're making Andre jealous.
No man, I learn from Andre, man.
Everybody calling and tell you how you're doing a good job.
Well, they're a reflection of how well Andre taught me.
Well, that's right. I just coming to tell you, it's he you take it from.
Yes, yes.
And then what you learn very good. Yes. Anyway, this morning, your program this morning is very healthy. It's very good. Continue with your good works, my dear son. And you heard from Andre?
Yeah, he's doing well, man. He's taking some rest. You see, Andre has been at it for so long, he needs some rest.
Yes, well, I know that.
And when he spoke to me, I said, man, take some rest. And now you train me, and I think you train me enough. So let me see if I could hold the wheel.
Well, that's right. Hold the wheel.
Yeah, so when he come back, he'll be refreshed and rested.
Yes, and then the shoe that you put your foot in, it fits you so well. So keep it on, my dear brother.
Thank you very kindly, and have a blessed day.
And you have a blessed day, and give Andre all my love, kisses, and tell him, make it.
No, man, let me do rush him back. What I will tell him, make haste slowly.
Yes, that's right. Slowly. I mean, instead of going back down, is up, you have to come.
Yeah, man, new heights, new heights.
Degrees more and more, you know?
Yeah, man, new heights we gaining every day.
Yeah, so tell him, do what he's doing and come back because we miss him.
No, they need to hear him too, but he'll be back. But let me give him the opportunity to rest and recharge. So when he come back well energized, so you come back with the rookie. You come back with the adrenaline like a rookie, man.
Yes, that's right. Okay, my dear son.
So you take care and be safe, huh?
You too. Have a blessed day and give the others my regards. And God bless. Bye-bye.
Yes.
Bye.
Take care. Yeah, Claire, alcohol abuse, because most times we speak about drugs, we speak about the marijuana and others, and we forget alcohol. And we tend to justify it by saying, some people say, I'm just a social drinker. I'm not thinking, but the effects on alcohol on the body is known. Sometimes we just turn a blind eye and pretend. And what is instructive sometimes, Claire, a lot of times when we say mental illness, stress, trauma, we tend to turn to alcohol for the relief. You understand? Mm-hmm. We tend to turn to one of the causes of it for a relief. As one person put it, when we take a drink around, we feel the whole problem up the truth.
Okay.
And we as a people, we have to learn to treat with and deal with those issues in the right way. Because a lot of times we tend to deal with issues in the way of dealing with the symptoms of the issues and not the cause. What's you?
Well, alcohol, I've seen the effects of alcohol, and it is not pretty. And as you say, some people, they drink alcohol to bury whatever it is that they're dealing with at the moment. But the funny thing, the moment you get sober, whatever you thought you were killing, it's right back again. And maybe there's some more added to it. So alcohol is not the be all and end all of any situation whatsoever. And another thing, maybe it's off the top, but another thing that alcohol people do when they drink alcohol, during all the stress that they're having in their lives, and they think that alcohol is going to help. Whenever they drink the alcohol, guess what? Whatever it is on their mind that they're thinking about comes out. So maybe it's a bad thing, but sometimes it's a good thing because you hear what they're thinking about you when they're sober, and when they're drunk, it comes out to you.
The one rule I take, I always tell persons, two group of people, well, actually three, school children, you give a man power and a man intoxicated, they be the real self. So you don't see what happened to them. That is the person. When a man drinks, I tell you, when a man is intoxicated, there's no feelers. And I always say I take into consideration anytime a man vex and he tell me anything, or a man drunk and he tell me anything, I ain't taking it like joke.
It's true.
No, I don't take it like joke. Because that is the real person. All feelers and filters come off. That is the unadulterated truth they speak to you. But yes, and we have to learn to deal with that, because I was having a discussion with somebody, and they said to me, Masakali, you realize alcohol is a problem in Grenada? And I say, what do you mean? I say, every celebratory thing in Grenada now is about drinking. Anytime a man has to have a celebration in Grenada, whether good or bad, alcohol is the centerpiece of it. I used to be in the RGPF, Claire. And when promotion time come around, and a man get a promotion, he tell you, let me go in the canteen and wet it. That means you're going to take a drink on it.
Mm-hmm.
And he drew this parallel to me and say, look, some statistics he brought up, and I'm speaking here on him, what he says, allegedly. He said, don't you know we're in July, and the breweries would have made what they set out, the amount of alcohol they set out to sell for the year, they already passed that amount?
We have a call.
Yes, caller.
I come back in just for a little while.
Yes, comes.
You talk exact about this alcohol. When a man drunk, he's telling you what he had in mind, but when he's sober, he can't tell you. But the minute time he drink this, whatever it is, to get them drunk, they're telling you all what they want to tell you. They clear their conscience. And I don't take it as a joke. Because you have it to tell me long. That's something I doesn't drink, you know. You don't get me to drink, I smoke a little weed. I could admit to the world. But not that alcohol. Because they're forcing you and they're telling you what they have to tell you. And that would come, and next day you come back with the same problem. I have a friend that tell me that when I drink, I tell him what to say, and the problem still the next day when I get sober. Have a good day, Grenada.
Thanks, Gami.
Deborah, good morning. So that is it, in my view, and we need to learn to understand how to deal with our issues, Clay.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if what I heard was true, but
Yeah.
if I'm wrong, I stand corrected. I was having a conversation with someone, and they said to me that Grenada consume more alcohol, or people in Grenada consume more alcohol than any other part of the world. And I like, what? Yes, it's true. So correct me if I'm wrong. Is that the truth?
I think it's per area, like the size of Grenada compared to other places, the amount of alcohol we consume. Because every celebratory thing in Grenada, Clay, is about alcohol. Let me go down the road and take a drink. But whereas when my partner, we take a drink. On Friday evening, you get paid first order of beans to take a drink. So I'm not a drinker per se, so to understand it is beyond me. And I find it's difficult to consume adult beverage, which I just call confusion juice in my utterance. I say, but I confusion juice. Because a lot of times persons consume alcohol, it always end up in that kind of way to me. Once they reach a level of intoxication, it's like they're getting unhinged. And that cannot be a good thing, Clay. That cannot be a good thing. And as a matter of fact, persons might say, okay, in the discussion, but like, oh, red wine might do that, take a little red wine for the thing. And even one might say the scripture say, take one for the stomach sake, but the scripture say if you get tired up and get drunk by the thing, you're a fool.
Mm-hmm.
So you can come and say the scripture say take one for the stomach sake. But you see, once you allow yourself to reach that level of intoxication with you, you're a fool. So you have to, and that is not my words to say master Carl telling people them is fool. That's what the scriptures say. So one has to be mindful and clear. There's a lot of issues and problems we go through every day. Some of us are stronger enough, and I always say in my own things, women stronger than men. Because what they could tolerate, he unhinging, he mashing up a man. Like for instance, and I will say it here, a man might decide to have relationship outside his main relations, and to him is something good, and the woman might take it on for a long time, and anytime she retaliating, same cash, he mashing up the man. He want to fight, he want to beat, he want to. So we are to learn, and it goes back again to the scripture, where we have to teach our upcoming ones how to deal conflict management, how to deal with issues, and that's something I feel we're not doing. Now the teachers in the school trying at best, Ekle. They're trying at best, but there are certain things which you have to learn home. You cannot rest the whole burden at the feet of the teachers and expect them to teach. And a lot of persons, even entertainers and other persons of influence, because I speak out of influencer this morning, have to recognize the part they must play. And they shouldn't be found saying, like Vibes Cartel, is not my business to teach your children. So it's not your business to lead the children astray also. If you exonerating yourself from your business to teach, why tend to give them advice as how to do things and what to do by your utterances? So we as a society have to recognize the influence we have on people and don't take it lightly.
So, as I asked last week, and I'm going to ask it again, we are talking about the problems that exist in our country, and we're talking about reaching out to people. But then again, do we have facilities that can help people besides us talking, and besides that, do we have facilities that people can go to gain some cure or gain some advice or have discussions about what it is that they are going through?
What I'll try to do, Claire, anytime we would embark on a topic on a Tuesday morning, I will try to find, as you say, if there's any facilities or if there are any would-be persons on island or otherwise too, in that realm to give something. One of the persons I had a conversation with and who's willing at some time to speak to us and join us is Dr. Pancho, the clinical psychologist. So some of those issues we could kind of table it to him and hope he would have some form of advice based on his expertise. I'll endeavor to see if I could get in connection with him next Tuesday. Okay. So maybe that particular topic, maybe before we move on, we could give him an opportunity to speak to or give some form of advice or try to address certain things, because here we don't only want to highlight problem, but we want to at least advance some form of solutions. As so when a person listens to the program, we could get something.
We have a caller.
Morning, caller.
Yes, I will come back again, Dr. Pancho. Dr. Pancho is such a sweet doctor. You know why I don't listen to Dr. Pancho? I listening to Dr. Pancho with Godfrey this afternoon. Dr. Pancho is a nice doctor. I know. Oh my God. When I hear Dr. Pancho, I just feel like taking him from Godfrey and run with him.
All right, Miss
Thanks, Miss Jacob.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, bye-bye. Bring him on next week Tuesday if God stay alive.
Yes.
Okay, bye-bye.
So I hope and you, even with the return of the guru, I hope on Tuesday morning could be our discussion. And to make Real FM and Oasis at least once a week. So somebody could speak, or persons maybe could call in, like maybe this week, and ask to speak on a particular something that might be affecting them. So we'll do whatever research, get whatever information, and the next Tuesday they could tune in and get some information as it relates to that. So at least if we could do it for one person every time, the program wouldn't be in vain.
That's a good idea.
Because we have to understand, in society, sometimes we need that push. Just as and we have to get to the point in dealing with men's health also, and the fact that men, it's hard for a man to seek help, like go by doctors and so on. Is a topic we have to speak on.
Now you keep saying it is hard, or they don't want it, or they can't, and I am having a problem with it is hard.
That
It
is why
not
we need
hard.
to have the discussion. So yes,
Tell me, let
make
me
your
ask you a
case.
question. Why is it hard for you or for men to get up and go to the doctor if they feel that something is wrong with them, or they're having problems and they're listening to their body, and that body is saying, hey, Carl, something is wrong. I'm not feeling altogether there. What is hard about getting up and go to the doctor to find out what is going on?
Because how men are socialized, and you women are part of that. Even when boys growing up, Clay, and you people correct them, you tell them, hush your mouth, don't cry, don't show no emotion, take it like a man. And if you do being that, you're telling them, you're a sissy, you're behaving like a girl. That is how a lot of guys are socialized. That is why on last Tuesday, I said there are certain things in a relationship or in a family where you need the mother to teach. And there are certain things you need the father to teach. So in lieu of anyone, you don't get any full teaching. And we do socialize men, boys, to be to show that part of it. Is they always have to be somebody of valor. Suppress what you really feel. And even in relationship, Claire, it takes a man of some depth to really express how he really feel about a lady to him. Because he always have drawback as to, but I will feel weak doing that. So it's a lot of things, and I hope that program could create that buzz or that this set of discussions, and we could bring in persons who might be more, what I should say, more in the know as to how to influence or how to give information for the young men. Because we always say the young men in crisis, the young men in crisis. But what have we done, or what are we doing to take them out from crisis?
So let me ask you a question.
Yes, sure.
Man, as you say, you all grew up not expressing how you feel because, as you say, you're a girl, you're a sissy, you're whatever.
That's what they tell me.
That's what they tell you. Okay. You're at an age now that you can think forward or think back or think how you felt at the time when they tell you that. And where you are right now, do you still feel the same? Do you still feel that, okay, I cannot say this, or I cannot express myself or anything? Because I'm saying this because you people go into relationship, men go into relationship, and the other person on the other end of that relationship is woman, right? So how are you expressing yourself too in that relationship if you're suppressing it? And we're trying our best to see, okay, we can reach you all halfway. But it's like we have to go 3/4 of the way and you still hold on to your quarter. How does that work? How do you express yourself, or your lack of expression in that relationship?
I don't want to sound like a broken record.
Well, break it, let's go.
But my grandmother boy and my grandmother tell me what? You have to be you. Two things that could happen. Either people like what you're saying, or don't like what you're saying. So I grew up with this way, being unfiltered. I will speak my mind, and a lot of people, I as a person, a lot of people can't take me on because I will speak my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I will say exactly how I feel, and then I don't carry it along with me. I just want to veer a bit just to make a point here. I always say in my time in the RGPF, Fitzroy Commissioner as he then was, may God bless his soul, was the man I admire most. Because he go tell you what he had to tell you anyhow he had to tell you. Unfiltered anyhow. And when he finished tell you what he had to tell you, you go say, what, I don't vex with you. But I just had to tell you that. Now, a lot of times we tend to say things to people what we believe they like. We spend a lot of time figuring out what Claire want me to say to her and not telling Claire how I really feel. And that is the crux of the matter. That is the issue. And if somebody understands how genuine you are. It is not about hurting your feeling. As I always say, I always rather make an original mistake than to make a mistake of convenience, than trying to tell you what I think you want to hear and not telling you what I really feel on it. When I tell you how I feel on it, it gives you a better understanding how to treat with me.
Okay.
Because you know where I'm coming from. But a lot of us, for some reason, we are not genuine. Yeah, we are not genuine. And well, the discussion has come to a point where the time has finished, Claire. So we have to continue it because it makes good for good discussion. So I'll give you the last word, Claire.
The last word is whether you're, based on the conversation that we continue to have about mental health, whether you're fat, skinny, short, tall, please be sensitive. People, please be sensitive to each other, because guess what? God made us all and he made variety. If he wanted every one of us to be at the same size, same height, he was going to do that. So be sensitive to how you talk to people, how we talk to each other, and not think that everybody that is fat is greedy and not everybody that is thin has a disease. Be careful what you say, because it can have a lasting effect on somebody's psyche.
So listeners, thanks for giving us the time. Take care and be blessed.
With everybody scrambling to get a share, wolves in sheep clothing, boats of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Where you go when you're walking, what you say when you're talking, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful. I say we have to prepare to meet the challenges of life without fear. Greed and jealousy